A very simple question, this one. Can you make custom thumbnails for your YouTube shorts? Let's find out. Until very recently, it's been really tough to check out what your YouTube Shorts thumbnails would look like because they appear randomly on this shelf. However, thanks to the new ability to add YouTube Shorts as a featured section to your YouTube channel, you can now see exactly what thumbnail is presented to a viewer. For the full tutorial on how to add that featured section to your YouTube channel, check out the guide over here. In this video, what we're going to do is go into the YouTube Studio, change some of the thumbnails for these YouTube Shorts, and then check the featured section of our channel page to see if those thumbnails have changed. To test this, along with the YouTube Shorts section on this channel, I have created a playlist of 3 videos where I'm going to change the thumbnails because remember, vertical videos of 60 seconds or less can be viewed as regular videos or YouTube Shorts. For example, this is the same video seen in 2 different ways on my channel. What happens when I change the thumbnail for that video? We're not trying to do anything fancy here. All we're doing is going into the video details page for the video and changing the default thumbnail to one of the other automatic thumbnails that YouTube has to offer us. In each of these examples, I'm choosing the thumbnail that looks the most different to the original, so it's clear to see whether the thumbnail has actually changed when we return to the channel page. So as a reminder, these are the original thumbnails, and these are the now updated thumbnails. Let's compare them to the YouTube Short thumbnails. As you can see, despite being exactly the same video, the YouTube Shorts do not reflect the updated thumbnails. This confirms that you have absolutely no control over what image is displayed to a viewer when it comes to viewing YouTube Shorts thumbnail. As a final control test, I did change the videos to complete custom thumbnails as opposed to the ones YouTube automatically offers you, and as expected, no change in the YouTube Shorts thumbnails. So now that you know that custom thumbnails do not work on YouTube Shorts, what does that mean for you as a creator? Well, first of all, it means that titles are all the more important. That's the only thing you control when a viewer swipes through that feed. So that title has to grab a viewer's attention. And also consider this, a viewer is not going to find your YouTube short through search. It will just appear for them as they're randomly going through content. So think less about search engine optimization and more about emotional trigger optimization. It needs to be short, snappy, and have a very quick light bulb moment. The viewer has to get what you're trying to talk about in the title in, I would say, less than a second. Also, try and keep that title to less than 40 characters because it will get cut off on the shorts shelf and then it loses context. Now, does this mean you should not bother creating custom thumbnails at all for YouTube Shorts? Well, that's where it gets a little bit complicated and confusing because of the nature of YouTube Shorts. Our gaming expert Dan created a very simple Minecraft YouTube Shorts video a month ago and it recently exploded in views, gaining 500,000, as is often the case with YouTube Shorts. Notice the laughable ad revenue it's generated, by the way. More on that in a future video. The interesting thing here is the traffic source of views. While nearly 80% of the views on the video do come from YouTube Shorts traffic, 20% come from elsewhere. And in these cases, that represents tens of thousands of views. So for those potential views outside of YouTube Shorts, would you rather have a random thumbnail or one you have created, increasing the click-through rate? In summary, YouTube Shorts are not YouTube videos, which means that you have to prioritize certain aspects of the content in different ways. For example, for a regular YouTube video, the thumbnail is way up at the top of the list, but for a YouTube Short, it's somewhere down here. We'll continue to educate you on YouTube Shorts, so make sure to subscribe and of course enjoy the rest of your video making day.